Man, Karlèh, I want to get into your music journey because you said you went all throughout college and no one knew that you really did music and you really wasn't like pursuing it that much, so much prior to that. Like, what was the inspiration that led to you saying, you know what, I am going to pursue a music career. This is what I want to do with my life, and I'm going forward with everything in me. Like, what caused that?
So I guess I could say two things. The first thing was like my senior year of college. I went home for I think like winter break, and I was just hanging out with, like my friends from high school, my brother, and everyone was just sharing the music that they had been making, and I started crying because I realized like I was kind of like the glue for that group.
Right.
Like I had introduced everyone and brought everyone together, and I would always plan like what we're gonna do on the weekends, and I left and things kind of got weird, but then everyone came back together, after a few years and was making music, and I wasn't making nothing. And it just made me realize like that I wasn't like fulfilled and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like I started feeling like sports was a distraction. It was just me being competitive,
So
you know.
before then, like you were pursuing sports.
I was a college athlete.
Right. So like in
Yeah.
your mind, you're like, I'm going to go professional with this.
Yeah, I was trying to go to the Olympics. Like I was really
Wow.
serious, but then I started realizing like I'm really good at this, but it's becoming like almost like a hedonistic thing where I'm just doing it because I'm good at it and just competing against myself, which is never a bad thing, but it was like I don't actually have like the passion for this the way that I have for music. Because I know with music, like I can affect people.
Right.
With throwing shot put, I didn't see that as me having an impact on the world. I
Right.
just saw it as like my stats. Like I just need to be better. Need to be better. It was just like an obsession,
Right.
but it wasn't really fulfilling me. And it really made me feel more alone than anything. Cause like the better I got, the farther away I felt from everyone else. And that's how
Wow.
they treated me too. Like my teammates didn't really like me. They didn't like how serious I was and how competitive I was.
Right.
So it's like it didn't bridge any gaps. So when I look back on it, I felt like it wasn't really the best thing for me to keep pursuing. I was
Right.
like, I need to do music. So then, other than that, um, being in an abusive relationship brought me closer to music.
Really.
Yes, I still wanted to do music, but I was in a relationship. I was in Philly, and I needed a job. I got pregnant, so I was like, once I got pregnant, I was like, oh no. I need a job. Like I need to
Yeah.
be a 9 to 5 working lady. Like I went to Yale. Like I have to be a stand up citizen.
Right.
Because before that I was like an activist, and I was like I was at Standing Rock. I would just go wherever protests were, and I would go, and I would be
Wow.
there, and I would be like, I think I was just like trying to figure out what my passion was, because I quit sports and I went straight into activism. But once I got pregnant, I was like, oh, I need a job and I need to pay bills and I need to buy a house and I need to buy a car and all this. And I did all those things and still just didn't feel good about myself.
Right.
Ended up, being abused and trying to write music about it, but having to like hide, like, or sneak out just to get to the studio. Like, and I was like, it can't be this hard to make music. Like,
Right.
I just don't think, I don't think this is good. So when I left and went back to New Orleans, I made a vow to myself that I was gonna do music. So when I was in New Orleans, I was working a 9 to 5, but I was doing music on the side and I was performing. And I remember at one point someone told me like, if you're gonna do it, you have to do it for real. Like you can really sing, so you can't just be playing like
Right.
just doing it. Like you have to really
You
do
have to
it.
really do it. Right.
And I